Hey, how we doing, everybody? OPD here. It is a beautiful day out here on the Cheesy Moon job site. Gonna do a quick two for Tuesday. Actually gonna do a two for Tuesday. I got two sets of knives to look at. First knife I'm gonna look at is this old timer. This old timer belonged to my father-in-law. It has seen some action. It had a broken tip that they reprofiled, and then they broke it again. I say they because I don't know if it was the father-in-law or someone else, but I inherited this knife when he passed away. This is a weird angle I'm working at here, but it's a pretty sharp old knife. I try to keep a decent edge on it. That was the main blade, and here's the spade blade. You see it rides a little high, but it's rounded off enough that it doesn't really hurt anything. And you can see it's been pretty heavily sharpened on over the years. Also, pretty sharp for an old knife. And yes, I am fully capable of fixing and reprofiling that blade, but this knife, again, inherited from the wife's father, so we're just going to leave it like it is. Let the stories be told. As Kevin the knife doctor says, and I adopted his saying, we have joint custody of it. Sometimes you need to let an old knife be an old knife. And that's what we're doing with this old timer. It's a 94 OT. Okay. This other knife, this is an old Camco fishing knife. I bought this one out of a thrift store in Apopka, Florida. It has brass bolsters here, brass pins, brass liners. This knife was in pretty crusty shape when I got it, and it cleaned up very nice. It's very flat. The scales are very flat, plastic composite. Again, it is a fish knife. Bottle opener, descaler, fish hook remover. Great snap. Great snap on this knife, and it is a true fishing fillet knife. Every time I need to cut, it cuts. And it's just one of my favorite knives. It was in pretty rough shape when I got it. The blade was really knackered up and rusty. And I got most of the pitting off of there and smoothed it out pretty good. A lot of heavy grinder marks were still on it. I've got them smooth to the touch, but you can still see them. But that is one of my favorite knives in my collection. I love these old fishing knives, toothpick styles, and this one here is probably one of the only ones I have that is brass like this. Everything else is either clamshells or plastic handles, and this one is a very well made, very solid knife by Camco. And Camco was a budget spin-off of Camillus, but this particular knife is pretty awesome. You have to excuse the trucks in the background. I am out on a job site. The other two I'm going to throw in here are Kershaw knives. You guys have seen this on a lot of my videos. It is my true daily carry. Never leave the house without it. Spring assisted Kershaw. It is a Ken Onion design, I believe, and it is made in China, but it has been a great knife. It was $15 and worth every single penny of that. I beat on this with a hammer. I pry with it, and it's just held together. It has always sharp or fairly sharp. I mean, I don't remember the last time I even honed it or stropped it, and it should be, yeah, it's sharp enough. It gets the job done. The other Kershaw is this one here. Now this is a pretty cool knife. It is a very modern looking handle there. It's a, I don't know if it's G10 or what it is. It's got a solid back spacer there. It is also a spring assist liner lock. They call it Speed Safe. The profile of that blade is pretty wicked. Nice flat blade there for slicing open packages and boxes and whatever. The handle geometry, it's kind of small for my big hands, but I get 3 solid fingers and this jipping on the top of the blade there. I mean, you get a good purchase on the knife. I mean, it's no giant chopper or anything, but for everyday carry, daily use type of knife, it's really good. I really like it. Good solid pocket clip that's fairly deep carry. It's not extremely deep, but I mean, it's probably maybe sticking a ½ inch above your pocket. Very cool knife. I love it. It's also one of my favorites. And again, this was this was found in a used sofa we picked up, and we were going through and cleaning it real good before we actually put it in the house, and among some odds and ends of change and a random zip tie, a couple paper clips, and I came up with this, and I was absolutely blown away. But there you go, guys, my 2 for Tuesday. And until I see y'all again, have yourselves a beautiful day.